Choosing the right web hosting for your website can feel overwhelming, especially with so many options. One of those options is shared hosting versus managed hosting. Today, I'm going to break down the key differences between those two popular hosting options so you can make the best and most affordable decision for your websites. Hey everyone, I'm Bjorn from WPLearningLab, where we help you master WordPress and build your online business. If you're just getting started with web hosting or are confused about the difference between shared and managed hosting, stick around because this video is for you. I'm going to explain the difference between shared and managed hosting in 7 different categories. The categories we're going to cover are performance, security, server maintenance, support, scalability, caching and speed optimization, and cost. Let's start with the first one, performance. With shared hosting, your website shares server resources like CPU, RAM, and storage with other websites that are on the same server. Going this route is affordable, which is why it's great for beginners or personal sites, but there is a downside. Your site's performance can suffer. If another site on the same server gets a spike in traffic or uses too many resources, your site slows down too. With managed hosting, on the other hand, you get dedicated resources for each website that you host there, resulting in faster and more consistent performance. And the CPU, RAM, and storage you get for each website on managed hosting is often more than you get with a shared hosting plan with resources spread over multiple websites. And on managed hosting, the resources your site uses can be scaled up automatically to match your traffic needs. That's something you can't do with shared hosting, and we'll talk more about traffic scaling in category number 5. Next up is security. This is one of the most important considerations when choosing a host. As you've learned, with shared hosting, your site shares a server with multiple other websites. While most shared hosting providers have basic security measures in place, the issue is that your site is only as secure as the other sites on the same server. If one of those sites is hacked or compromised, it could potentially affect your website too. The shared environment increases the risk of malware infections, cross-site contamination, and other vulnerabilities. Now, managed hosting takes a much more robust approach to security. Since your website has its own dedicated resources, it's isolated from other websites, which already reduces the risk of security breaches. On top of that, managed hosting providers often include advanced security features like firewalls, malware scanning, and even automated daily backups as part of the package. Many also have teams monitoring servers 24/7 for suspicious activity, giving you peace of mind. If a security threat is detected on managed hosting, the team typically takes action quickly to resolve the issue, keeping your site safe without you needing to lift a finger. That's not something you can expect with shared hosting, where you're usually responsible for managing your own security measures. Next, let's talk about server maintenance. When you're using shared hosting, the server itself is maintained by the hosting provider. But when it comes to your website, a lot of the day-to-day maintenance is up to you. That means you're responsible for handling things like WordPress core file updates, theme updates, plugin updates, backups, and monitoring performance. If you don't stay on top of these tasks, it could leave your site vulnerable to issues like downtime or even security threats. With managed hosting, however, the provider takes care of almost everything for you. They handle regular server maintenance, including software updates, security patches, and backups automatically. You don't have to worry about updating WordPress, plugins, or even checking for potential server issues. The hosting team does all of this behind the scenes, ensuring that your website runs smoothly. This kind of hands-off experience is especially valuable for people who aren't very tech savvy, or just want to focus on growing their business without worrying about the technical details of their websites. In short, managed hosting is designed to make your life easier. With shared hosting, you get some server support, but you still need to handle a lot of the maintenance on your own. Now let's talk about support, which is a critical factor for many website owners. With shared hosting, support is usually more general. You typically have access to basic customer service that can help you with server-related issues via email, but when it comes to platform-specific problems like troubleshooting a WordPress issue, you might be on your own, or you have to dig through their knowledge base to fix an issue. Shared hosting support teams often handle a large number of customers, so response times can vary, and the level of expertise may not always be what you need. Managed hosting, on the other hand, offers a far more personalized, expert level of support. Most managed hosting providers specialize in platforms like WordPress, so their teams are trained to handle WordPress-specific issues quickly and effectively. Whether it's a plugin conflict, performance optimization, or troubleshooting, they're equipped to help you resolve those issues fast. And because managed hosting is a premium service, you often get priority support, meaning faster response times and more in-depth assistance. This level of dedicated expert support isn't something you'll find with shared hosting, where you're often left to figure things out on your own. Luckily, there's a lot of resources online, like this very YouTube channel that you're watching right now, WP Learning Lab, to help you resolve issues on shared hosts where the support isn't able to do that for you. And this do-it-yourself type approach is what I've done for years. But if you want a more hands-off approach, you want everything done for you, managed hosting is the way to go. Next up is scalability. With shared hosting, your resources are limited, and if your website grows or experiences the traffic spike, the server can struggle to keep up. So you might see slower load times or even downtime if your server crashes. To scale, you'd likely need to upgrade to a higher plan or move to a different hosting type altogether. Managed hosting, however, is built to scale. As your site grows, resources like CPU and RAM can automatically adjust to meet your needs, ensuring smooth performance even during high traffic periods. You don't have to worry about outgrowing your plan. The hosting provider takes care of scaling for you. They do charge you a little extra as you use more resources, but you don't suffer any downtime or site speed drops. Next is caching and site speed optimization. With shared hosting, there's usually no built-in caching or performance optimization. You need to install and configure plugins yourself to help speed up your site, which can be tricky if you're not familiar with the technical side of things and if you're not subscribed to this channel, WPLearningLab, where I teach these things in my videos. Managed hosting, however, often comes with server-level caching and other optimization features right out of the box. These are designed specifically to boost your site's speed and performance without you having to do anything. This means faster load times, better user experience, and improved search engine rankings, all automatically handled for you. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, cost. Shared hosting is definitely the more affordable option, making it great for beginners or small sites with tight budgets. Prices are low because you're sharing resources with other websites and you have to do most things on your own. Managed hosting, on the other hand, is more expensive, but you're paying for dedicated resources, advanced security, and great support. While the upfront cost is higher, the added features and performance improvements can save you time and potentially prevent costly issues down the road. I've seen this firsthand with my own websites and many of my clients who started on shared hosting. Their websites grew, and when they needed more reliability, they upgraded to managed hosting. The performance boost, tighter security, amazing support, and peace of mind they experienced was a game changer. No more worrying about downtime or slow loading pages when they started getting more traffic. So even though managed hosting is more expensive, it can actually be less expensive in the long run when you consider all the benefits that are included. So when it comes down to it, shared hosting is a good option if you're running a personal blog or starting a small project. It's affordable and gets the job done for smaller websites. But if you're building a business or growing an online presence where speed, security, and reliability matter, managed hosting is your best bet. It's built to handle more traffic, gives you top-tier support, and takes care of all the technical stuff behind the scenes. So at the end of the day, which hosting type you choose, shared hosting or managed hosting, really depends on what your website needs right now and where you see it going in the future. And luckily, when you see it growing in the future, you can then switch to managed hosting. You don't have to make the jump to managed hosting immediately. You can migrate there down the road. If you're thinking about upgrading your hosting or just want to see the features a great managed host provides, I've added a link in the description to Kinsta, which is one of the top-rated managed hosting platforms for WordPress. If you got value from this video, click subscribe and hit the like button to let me know, and then check out this video up here where I build out an entire website on a managed host, in this case Kinsta, and check out this playlist down below, which is all the videos about Kinsta I have on my channel. I'm Bjorn from WP Learning Lab. Till next time, keep crushing it, and I will see you in the next video.